It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction video 127. Day in that neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. Another day, another crazy ass video for us to get into, man. And hey, if you're new to the channel, man, just hit that subscribe button because this is what we do on the daily. We watch these crazy ass true crime, horror story, dark, mysterious, what the fuck type shit. And we finna get into some more of that right now. And we going back to one of our favorite YouTubers who cover this subject matter. And that is Mike from that chapter. Go on back to Mike once again, y'all. And the title of the video is The Waffle House Killer, the disturbing Travis Reinking case. I think that's Reinking. Reinking. I don't know, man. Y'all know I ain't good with the crazy ass names, man. I can't pronounce these crazy ass names. I ain't too good with that. But I'm wondering, bro, why is he the Waffle House killer? Is it because he killing people at the Waffle House? I mean, like, what the fuck? I don't know. We finna see. But before we see, my people, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need for the story, please, so we can get into it. Y'all got what y'all need, bro? Y'all ready to go? Then let's fucking go.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, I'm going to tell you the story of a Waffle House in Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee, to be specific, which I try to be. Unless I'm using the bathroom. This is one of those cases, right, where it's like, yo, don't blame me, I was just following orders, blame the person I was listening to. But it just so happens the person they were listening to was like, the dog or something.
What?
A little bit like that. Then I open up, so that's suspicious, I think that's suspicious that I see these fingerprints on there.
I was walking by, trying to figure out who's knocking on my window. Someone's knocking on my window outside of the building.
These voices were telling him, though, that he was being stalked. Stalked by Taylor Swift. No less, which, hey, doesn't sound like much of a problem to me, you know what I mean? Though that's just how the story begins. It's not how it ends. So let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. So, yeah, real quick, it do sound like he at least killed one person at the Waffle House and shit, bro. But this shit seemed like this dude finna be on some weird, like, crazy, like, in his brain retarded type shit. Like, he living in his own head type shit. Let's go.
To begin, let's go to Antioch, which is a neighborhood in southeast Nashville, Tennessee. It's one of the fastest growing areas of the city, mainly because it's a decent location and the rent is a-okay with me. As far as crime rates go in the area, it seems to be kind of a mixed bag. Some people say it has a reputation of being not the safest, but others say, they've never felt in danger. It's always been a lovely area. More recently, though, there's been a surge, but we're not going to more recently. We're going to the year 2018. At 3571 Murfreesboro Pike lies a Waffle House. That's in eastern Antioch, along the busy road heading into or right out of downtown Nashville. It only opened just earlier that year, and so we are going there to the early morning of the 22nd of April 2018. Not to chow down, my friends, virtual breakfasts being the worst sort of breakfasts. I don't know where I'm going with this. What was I going to say? The point is, that Waffle House and all Waffle Houses, they're open 24/7. Waffle House does not close, like, ever. There's even a metric called the Waffle House Index, where you can judge how bad a storm or hurricane will be by whether Waffle Houses are open or not.
Wow.
If the Waffle House near you closes during a storm, it basically just means you're fucked. And this...
I did not know that. That's an interesting fun fact about Waffle House.
Waffle House we are going to in Antioch. It was open at around 3:20 a.m. on the 22nd of April, 2018. It was a Sunday morning, you know, people heading in for some soakage after a night out, and into the car park that dark night pulled a gold Chevy Silverado pickup. The Waffle House was busy enough, there was over 20 customers inside, and the driver of that pickup stayed inside his vehicle and just watched for about 4 minutes. What he was doing during those 4 minutes, nobody knows. Just staring, thinking, preparing. Then, at 3:24, he got out. He was wearing nothing but a green jacket hanging down. But in his hands was an AR-15. He walked towards that Waffle House and he started shooting.
God damn!
His name was Travis Reinking, and this was a long, and I mean like long time coming. There was a million warning signs, you know what I mean, that this was imminent. Right, and still it happened. Many people's lives were ruined by this, while, you know, other people's lives were just ended.
Shit, bro. I did not expect that. I ain't expect dude to hop out with an AR-15. I don't think he probably went in there and shot one person in the head that he had a problem with or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a girlfriend or something who was working there. But this dude just hopped out and just started shooting? Let's go.
Travis was born on the 1st of February 1989. His parents Jeffrey and Judy. He was from the small town of Morton, Illinois. It's in central Illinois, small enough, less than 20,000 people reside, and it is the self-declared pumpkin capital of the world. That's nice, good for them. You are the pumpkin capital of the world. Travis grew up in a middle-class house, one of 4, and he had everything he wanted. His dad owned his own company, J&J Cranes, a crane rental company, which operated out of Tremont, which is the next town over. They were a well-respected family, you know, good peoples. Travis, he was homeschooled for pretty much all his youth. He spent 1 semester in the local high school, after which his parents were like, not really for him. Don't know why. There's like 0 records of why Travis was taken out of the local school and brought back home to be homeschooled. The teachers didn't remember him there. Other students didn't remember him there at all. He was one of those just very much under the radar sort of fellas. Well, he feckin' made up for that later, let me tell you. After school, Travis got a job with the family business, working in the construction sector, and he began renting an apartment on his lonesome, which was in fact located above J&J Cranes. Now, it was in the middle of nowhere, no neighbors at all, so to speak. And so it was around the year 2014, when he was at the tender age of about 24 years old, 25 years old, that he started to hear things and see things. This was in his mid-20s, and your mid-20s is when you're most likely to develop schizophrenia, and Travis sure as hell did. But what was really like the crux of it for Travis was when, in 2015, he went to a concert, a Taylor Swift gig, right? Big fan, I guess he is, and so he was having a good time, you know, bopping away, and during that gig, he saw Taylor Swift mouth to him. And so after that, he was upset. Now, it seems very unlikely she did that, like he was seeing it, but he became completely obsessed with Taylor Swift after that. Things going off the rails swiftly followed. He was obsessed. He started to believe they were boyfriend-girlfriend, that she was speaking to him, talking to him, sending him messages.
What?
He began writing letters to her. God knows where these letters were actually going in reality. I mean, who knows? Here's a letter. Taylor, I'm really confused right now. I don't know if it was you in the pictures on Instagram or someone who looks like you. Do you really have a twin sister? Which is the one I'm in love with then? I want the Taylor that wrote those beautiful songs and sang to me at her concert. Maybe Taylor 1 wrote half and Taylor 2 wrote half. Maybe I
What?
saw Taylor 1 in Morton and Taylor 2 in concert. Who was the girl in the music videos then? Yeah, he completely believed they were boyfriend-girlfriend, they would fight, they would send messages, shoot to each other, they would talk to each other all the time. Obviously, this was completely up here. And he did
That's what I said, bro. This a dude that living in his own head, man. He in his own head, bro. Wow.
not keep it to himself. He was happily, yapping away. It's ball and chain, Taylor Swift, she's acting up again. Well, women, what? And people were, This was just the start. And his parents soon become, deservedly so, very, very worried about young Travis, who was, the delusions were only getting worse. It was in May 2016 that his parents called the county sheriff asking essentially for help about what he was going through. He clearly needed help. He was going off the rail. Like, he was telling them, they were sending messages to each other all the time, writing letters. She was communicating with him all the time. He even claimed that once him and Taylor Swift had agreed to meet at the local Dairy Queen. And when he arrived, he saw her. She sprinted off and then Spider-Man'd up a building. And he was like, where's she gone? He was utterly paranoid at this point, believing that his parents and the police were also in on it too. So clearly he needed some help, right? It was help he would never really get. So after his parents called the police, saying, here, listen, we need to take him to a hospital, he needs treatment. He resisted, but he went eventually. He was in for about 9 days. And the doctors were like, well, here's a prescription. You are diagnosed with schizophrenia. You're good to go, pal. Take care, champ. He got his, the medication, but he was not taking shit.
This dude
A couple of months
wild.
later, he moved to Salida, Colorado, and he lived there from August 2016 to the following March 2017, working in the crane industry for a family friend. There, people would say he was a nice, polite, friendly guy who was obsessed with Taylor Swift. He was telling all the co-workers, we're getting married. He even bought a 14 grand diamond ring for their wedding, but he would also say that she was stalking him. He was now saying she had done the old switcheroo and she was hacking his computers and breaking into his apartment and doing it all.
Bro, I know the parents tried to, get him help and they took him to get the medication and shit, but it's clearly not fucking working, y'all. Like, I feel like they should, you gotta go harder, man. Give him more help, because this dude is just out there.
911 emergency.
Yeah, I need to report something, and every time I go to the sheriff's office, it's closed.
Okay, what do you need to report?
I have somebody stalking me around town, and I do not appreciate it. I want it to stop. And no one seems to take me seriously when I say that.
Okay, and who is it that's stalking you?
Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
Okay, and what is your name?
Travis, Reinking. I mean, everywhere I go, they're stalking on the internet, they're stalking me, in person, everywhere I go. I'm pretty sure, the police here are involved in it. And, I want it to stop. It's stupid. No one has the right to do that to me.
What exactly are they doing?
They're getting, they're doing some kind of, I don't know. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but somehow they're, getting on my Facebook, they're getting on my YouTube, they're getting on my Netflix, and they're changing the videos that I see as they pop up.
He eventually left after he believed the police were in on it too, and so the owner of that construction company in Colorado calls Jeffrey Reinking and be like, hey, listen, I think your son might need some help. He's not altogether together.
Seriously.
His parents fully knew what was going on. Nothing kind of really happened, though. I mean, you know how I began this story.
Yeah.
He moved back to the apartment in Tremont, and 3 months later, he approached an employee of his father's business wearing nothing but a pink dress and carrying an AR-15, screaming at this other employee. You don't usually want someone screaming at you when they're carrying a rifle. And so after he ran away, he ran into his car and he drove off. And then later that same day, he went to a public pool in Illinois and he jumped in, again wearing the pink dress. And so when the police were called to be, you know, hey, there's this guy doing odd stuff in this public pool, well, he took off all his clothes and he just showed them his dick.
What?
So he did love hanging dong. But at this stage, clearly, well, his family knew something was wrong. His friends knew something was wrong. And nothing happened again.
Bro.
My parents had me taken to a mental institution for looking for Taylor Swift. Because a long time ago, I had read some stuff on the internet, and it made me think that she was uptown. So I was like, I'll just go look uptown and see if she's up there, you know? And I asked my mom to go with me, because I was like, I don't want to be bored just, playing this game, you know? So I'll have someone go with me, and they can help me, you know, find this person, you know? And so I asked my mom to go, and next thing I know, we're out front of CVS, and the police are pulling up. This guy comes out from ERS, the police pull up, you know, and I'm being arrested and everything. This is where I live, this is where I reside, no one can come in here. The door is locked, there's nothing saying anyone can come in here. And so, anyway, I come in here, I come into my bathroom, and I notice in my bathroom that the toilet seat is up. The toilet seat is up on my toilet. I haven't put my toilet seat up. I know for a fact that this toilet seat was down. I know for a fact that the toilet seat was down. I never put my toilet seat up because I don't like it messing up my toilet. And yet this is what's happened. And then before, you know, I have come in here and the door will be cracked like that. You know, it's not all the way shut, it's not all the way open. I always leave it all the way open, or I leave it all the way shut. So somebody has been coming in here. And then like I said to my dad the other day, there's fingerprints on the sides of my laptop. There's fingerprints on the sides. I never opened the lid that way. Why is somebody coming in my apartment and doing this stuff? You know, this is illegal. Why is somebody getting on my private property like that? Why is someone going to my bathroom? And that's the thing, is I know for a fact that I never lift the toilet seat. I never put the toilet seat up. I never do that. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe once in a while, you know, if I've been drinking or something like that, I don't know, you know, maybe I'll lift it up then, you know, just because I don't know why. But I know for a fact, before I left here today, just to go to Starbucks, that was down.
I mean, if anybody saw it, like if it's parents,
bro, what the fuck? Like, just look, that whole little segment of him talking to that camera was like looking into the eyes of a fucking person who literally need to be in a mental hospital, man. Who literally need to be fucking with the straitjacket on, bro. Like, seriously, man, that dude, that is crazy.
Friends saw this video. He was slipping through the cracks, or people just didn't know how to deal with him. I don't know. Had to be a pretty feckin' big crack. Then, in July 2017, right, so I'm just listing through all of the incidents that Travis was up to. In July 2017, he went to the White House, and he demanded an audience with Trump at the time. You know, he said he was a sovereign citizen, and he had a right to inspect the grounds. He's very lucky he wasn't shot by the Secret Service.
I know, right?
But you know, he was saying he was a sovereign citizen, and he did not recognize the U.S. government. Unfortunately, though, the government recognized him. So for trying to break into the White House, he got the mighty punishment of 32 community service hours.
Really?
And the police, they did take all his guns away from him. He had like an assault rifle, handguns, all sorts of stuff. Shotguns and all. The police, they were like, okay, listen, you can't have a firearm, obviously. So they took it all away, and they later gave it to his dad, Jeffrey, who later gave it back to Travis. So.
Really?
In the autumn of 2017, Travis then moved to Nashville, Tennessee, which is where Taylor Swift calls home. So then in February, literally like it's like every 2 months, something happens. A big red flag happens But the race doesn't stop.
Another red
In February
flag.
2018, in Alcoa, which is 3 hours east of Nashville, the police were once again called on Travis Reinking. A young mother was staying at a motel with her 2 small children, and Travis was right outside her room. He was shouting and roaring, claiming that, you know, people were stalking him, people were harassing him, people were like outside his room window looking in. So he was roaring her head off, and this young mother, she went out and she's like, here, listen, my kids are trying to sleep, would you just maybe shut up? So he then burst into her room and he started threatening her. So the police were called.
I came out here to my car, and this man down here was running up and down up the top and then down here screaming at everyone's door, telling them he'll make as much noise as he wants. And I looked at him, I said, I have kids and they're getting ready for bed. And he was right there in that white truck, literally ran into our hotel and tried to hit me, acting like he was going to put his hands on me.
Where's he at now?
He's down there with the man that owns this place.
Down towards
They're
the
walking
office,
toward the office.
237. Hey man, what's going on?
How's it going?
Good.
I don't know. I'm trying to get a refund.
Okay, we just got a call that you just went in somebody else's room.
No, I didn't go in anyone's room.
You got your ID on you?
Yeah.
The reason I'm here is we just got a call from, I think it's room 125, that you went into the room without being invited in, basically.
No, I didn't ever go in the room.
Okay, were you banging on the door or anything like that?
No, I was walking by trying to figure out who's knocking on my window. Someone's knocking on my window outside the building. They come outside on the railing, right out front of the door. You know, there's no one who's just standing right in front of my door.
Okay.
They'll be tossing them out at night. They'll knock on the windows and then walk off, and I don't know who it is.
Okay.
And they do this just to harass somebody. And several nights in a row, I got sick of it, so I went out. I'm walking up and down the porch, and I'm making noise. You know, because I don't like it. I don't like shit like that. I don't want other people to understand how I feel. You know, when people are being loud, noisy for no fucking reason, this lady then comes walking up, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. You know, just sticking her nose in the business. Like, if you just got here, I mean, apparently you had nothing to do with it. But now she wants to police people. And it's just like, what are you doing? You know, just leave me alone.
The lady, she declined to press charges, and Travis left.
You're saying one thing, she's saying something different, so it's he said, she said at this point. I would, yeah, I'd recommend just, you know, if you're going to try to get out of here, find you another place, all right? So, all right, man.
He again worked in construction until early April 2018 when he was fired. He got another job swiftly after. He showed up for one day and then never again. Then in May 2018, he somehow, he went to a BMW dealership. He somehow was able to steal the key for a car. He led the police on this like GTA, very brief police chase.
What? Bro, that man doing everything under the sun, and I bet even after he did this shit, he still ain't gonna get locked up. Bro. You know what I'm saying? He's still not gonna get no help for real, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I just feel like it been plenty chances, plenty signs to get this man the help he need, bro. And they not doing it. But let's see. He driving slow as fuck too. It's a low speed chase.
And then abandoned the car outside his apartment, complex. So the car was recovered. They used GPS to find it, but they didn't know who had done it. So they didn't arrest him. They didn't know Travis was responsible. And then, in the early hours of May 22nd, 2018, Travis, that dark night, he pulled into the parking lot of the Waffle House in Antioch and watched.
Okay, so they didn't know that it was him in the car, bro. But I feel like he still would have got away with it. Not got away, he probably got a slap on the wrist type shit. Even if he would have ended up getting caught for that shit. Let's go.
After 4 minutes, he got out with an assault rifle.
Crazy.
He opened fire at 2 people standing outside. One was Joe Perez Jr., who had stopped by because he had a flat tire, and another was Tareen Sanderlin, a cook who had stepped outside for a smoke break. Then he began shooting into the restaurant, and he marched in, firing all the way, while terrified patrons ducked for cover. Some hid in the bathroom calling 911, some played dead, others tried to get into the bathrooms, but the doors were locked. And then Travis began shooting at the people huddled on the floor. Ultimately, 4 people would be killed by Travis that night. Joe Perez Jr., Tareen Sanderlin, D'Ebony Groves, and Aquila De Silva. It would have also been a hell of a lot more if not for the extremely brave actions of one of the customers inside, 29-year-old James Shaw Jr. When Travis burst in, he ran, but he slipped as he ran towards the bathroom. A bullet had grazed his elbow, and so when Travis got in there, James lunged for him. He grabbed the rifle by its red-hot barrel, completely scalding his hand, and he managed to struggle with Travis, ultimately winning and tossing the weapon behind the counter. They then wrestled for a bit, Travis lost his jacket, and then Travis ran outside. Travis then booked it into the woods nearby. The whole thing lasted for 42 seconds.
It can happen that fast.
The police were late arriving, actually, because they went to the wrong Waffle House, but when they arrived, the scene was absolute carnage. The truck, it was identified quickly and linked to Travis right away. It wasn't much of a whodunit. And then the manhunt began.
According to witnesses, the person of interest in this matter, a Travis Reinking, arrived in his pickup truck. He got out. There were persons outside the restaurant talking. He shot them. He then went inside the restaurant. More shots were fired, and one of the patrons was hit. The police department special response team, officers from a variety of components of the police department, as well as our helicopter, is up now trying to find him.
Travis, he had run all the way back to his apartment. He had showered, he had changed, and he had put together a backpack which included a handgun. The police, they arrived there swiftly after, but they just missed him.
We're telling everybody to be very cautious. We don't want to alarm people, but certainly everybody should take precaution.
Residents were advised to lock their doors, the dogs came out, the whirlybirds came out, and Travis even made it briefly to the FBI's 10 most wanted. The manhunt for Travis Reinking lasted 36 hours before this call was made.
And he's in behind the elementary school, headed towards the TVA lines in the woods. From a distance, it looks like this guy. He's got mud all over him.
God is that.
Travis Reinking was arrested and charged with the 4 murders along with a host of other charges. And finally, Travis Reinking was, well, not necessarily sure if it's where he belongs, but at least there he couldn't hurt anyone else or himself. Though he had already done enough damage, that's for sure.
Hell yeah, he did.
D'Ebony Groves was 21 years old, a senior at Belmont University, a top student and a star athlete. Aquila De Silva was 23 years old, and it seems he had a budding music career ahead. He was a rapper and video producer, he was hard-working, and he had a bright future. Tareen Sanderlin was 29 years old, a Tennessee native, and he'd been working at that Waffle House for about 5 years. He was known as a loving family man. Joe Perez was 20, from Texas, and he worked in an appliance store. He was only at that Waffle House as he had a flat tire and he had pulled in. He was actually calling his brother to help him out. When Travis arrived, the call never went through.
Damn, man.
How's it going, everybody?
W to this guy, bro. W to, I think his name James. W to this man, bro. He saved so many lives.
So, last night, I went out with my best friend. We went to a club out in Antioch, the Antioch area. If it was gonna come down to it, he was gonna have to work to kill me. So, at the time that he was either reloading or the gun jammed or whatever happened, is when I ran through the swivel door. I hit him with the swivel door, and then the gun was kind of jammed up and it was pushed down, so we were scuffling. Yeah, I knew I had it in me, but I haven't had any specific combat training. It's just, you know, I had to fight my daughter every night so I can put her to bed. But
W, man. W.
Okay. Ms. Reinking, you've got 4 new charges. I'm the magistrate with the Ninth Court, and we're here to tell you your charges and the amount of your bond. You have 4 charges for criminal homicide. Total bond is $2 million. Do you have any question about your charges or your bond?
No, I don't.
Okay, sir.
In August 2018, Travis Reinking, he was deemed incompetent to stand at trial. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia. However, the judge later reversed what the psychologists and the psychiatrists said and deemed him fit to stand trial. He was like, you're good enough. He was indicted on 17 counts and he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity.
Oh,
we'll begin with the defense.
Here we go with this. I'm crazy shit. I'm crazy. I don't know what I was doing. I'm crazy. I'm retarded. I don't know. I don't know. Get the fuck out of here. You knew what the fuck you was doing.
And the prosecution, with their opening arguments, expected to come down, setting the stage for the rest of the trial. And keep in mind, just as Aaron said, the defense will address the issue of Travis Reinking's sanity or lack of it at the time of the crime. The prosecution will make the point that he knew the difference from right or wrong and that he would not have ran from the scene of the shooting if he didn't know the difference.
His trial began in early 2022. His defense, rested on he was not mentally well. He didn't know what he was doing. He was not in control. He was not, he was not there.
Is that Travis Reinking is severely mentally ill. He's schizophrenic. And he's battled this for years. And you're going to hear expert testimony to talk about a 3 to 5 year period leading up to that night. When he's in Nashville, he is completely untethered from reality. And he is driven by his delusion that people are after him. You're going to hear a testimony that Mr. Reinking believed that he could communicate with aliens and was regularly communicating with aliens. That Mr. Reinking believed he could speak directly and to God.
What?
You're going to hear that Mr. Reinking believed he was commanded by God.
What?
To go to the Waffle House. In defense of himself and other people. That the people at the Waffle House, in his mind, were government agents. That were responsible for all the torment that he was perceiving over those years.
The prosecution, though, were arguing he planned everything.
Bruh, it's so hard to listen to these defense attorneys sometimes, man, in the story what they trying to fabricate in the narrative and how they trying to move the goalposts. Man, yada, 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 bro. He committed murder. Get the fuck out of here. Let's hear the prosecution.
He did. He knew it, and he followed through with it.
Now, when Travis Reinking showed up to that Waffle House, he chose not to wear any clothing other than that green jacket that carried the 2 additional magazines, the 60 additional rounds.
Shit.
He fired 30 rounds. And Travis Reinking made a choice. He made several choices that led to the shooting. Travis Reinking went there to take something that couldn't be given back. He went there to take lives. The evidence will be that this was an act of revenge done out of anger.
Crazy.
In the Criminal Court of Davidson County, Tennessee, Division 6, State of Tennessee versus Travis J. Reinking.
Guilty.
We, the jury, unanimously find Travis J. Reinking for the offense of premeditated first-degree murder. Guilty.
Let's go. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Count 2, we, the jury.
He was found guilty on all charges. and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Thank you.
Punishment of imprisonment for life without possibility of parole or imprisonment for life.
And there he remains today, hopefully getting the treatment he should have gotten many, many years before. James Shaw Jr. is a recognized hero, deservedly so. He saved, countless lives, if not for his actions to stop Travis. Many, many more would have been murdered. Really brave guy. He ended up raising a load of money for the victims' families as well. He was like, fair play to him.
Travis Reinking is accused of killing 4 people at a Waffle House in Nashville last year. Prosecutors say his father, Jeffrey Reinking, who lives in Morton, Illinois, was holding Travis's guns because his FOID card was revoked. However, they say Dad Jeffrey gave them back to son Travis.
Travis's dad, Jeffrey Reinking, he too would be arrested because, he did give the gun back to his son, who is clearly mentally ill, and the same gun he would use when he walked into that Waffle House. The authorities...
Do y'all feel like his daddy need to be charged with murder also? It's kind of like, I'm just saying, bro, it's like he's an accomplice in a way. I'm just saying.
Initially did the right thing by saying this guy should not have a gun. And then Jeffrey was like, whoops. He hasn't been sentenced yet. I understand he applied for a new attorney. He could get up to 3 years in prison or probation. Travis was like really, really screwed. I mean, it's one of those cases I don't really know what to think. He clearly needed help. Help he never got, even though there was, red flags everywhere. I mean, he was insane at the time. Clearly, he, there's a lot of instances of him not being in the right frame of mind. But then he also cruelly murdered 4 people and injured a hell of a lot more too. I don't know. Should he be in a hospital right now? Should he be in prison right now? Let me know your thoughts about this case as always down below. I don't really feel there's any kind of clear conclusion to this. It was just a lot of shit went wrong that shouldn't have. But yeah, kind of wraps this one up. Not really in a nice little bow, but I mean, is there ever in life? So...
Oh my God, bro. Where do we begin with this one, my people? Oh my Lord, bro. Like, I think for real, bro, is the as many goddamn of these crazy true crime stories that we have watched. I think this guy's the most like insane, like really like crazy in his head. Like I said, need to be in a straitjacket type shit, bro. Like, I don't know, it's just something about the craziness, all that Taylor Swift shit, and I don't know, man. This dude was just, I don't know, he top level when it comes to just being ridiculously out of your mind. And the fact that he was free for so long, I ain't saying he supposed to, well, it was crimes that he committed where he's supposed to been got locked up for. But I'm saying they could have got him help. He should have been locked up in a crazy hospital or something a long time ago, bro. Like, dude, man, I hate all the missed opportunities, bro. Like, this shit was in the making. You knew something was gonna happen and it ended up happening, bro. Travis, man, this man, bro, I can't, this dude here was like the definition of fucking just insane. But, bro, I would never believe in that, I murder people, but when I go to court, I'm gonna say I'm insane, so they gonna either give me a lighter sentence or they gonna put me in a hospital instead of a jail. I feel like anybody who commit murder, bro, I don't give a fuck if you was insane, whatever, man. You should take the same motherfucking punishment that a sane person would take. And a lot of them try to claim that insanity just to get the lighter shit. But your ass, you know what you doing, bro. No, I'm not fucking with that, man. I would never be fucking with that, bro. If your ass goddamn committed murder, your ass need to get the death penalty or you need to take life in prison. Something like that, bro. All that time about I don't know what I was doing. I don't know why I am. I'm just stupid. I don't know. Get the fuck out of here with that, bro. That shit does not excuse that shit. And that's another thing too, bro. And I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Like, bro, life is crazy as fuck, man. It's really crazy, bro, because them 4 people will never be brought back. You know what I'm saying? Even though, and W to James again, gotta shout out James one more time. But it's like, even though goddamn they got him, you know what I'm saying, he got life in prison without parole, whatever, bro. It's just so fucked up that those 4 lives gone. Like, it's crazy how people die a lot, but when somebody get murdered and you feel like their life was taken from them and you can never give it back. That's the crazy thing about life, man. That shit fucked up, bro. I'm gonna let y'all go now, man, for real, man. Y'all please come back tomorrow, man. Please hit that like button, that subscribe, that comment, all that, bro. This was a crazy one from Mike, bro. This was a crazy one. But until I see y'all tomorrow, my friends, I got one more thing to say. The Bean Baby. Legend.